Alright, so stripehype.com, a website we usually go to and look at articles, went ahead and posted this article today saying 5 Cincinnati Bengals players who have been the biggest letdowns through Week 12. Okay, I'm interested to see where they go with this one. Because I can think of, before even looking at this article here, Nick Scott's number 1. 1,000%, not a question. Irv Smith's on that list too. Volson's on that list. That's 3. See, I'm not going to say Myles Murphy because he's a rookie. I'm going to give him some time. 3, Joseph Asai. 4... Oh, see, that's when it gets difficult. That's when it gets very, very, very difficult. Because 4, I would say Orlando Brown. He's been kind of disappointing because we thought he was going to be a lot better than he has been. He's been very disappointing. And number 5, Jonah Williams. Jonah hasn't been playing that great either. I guess those would be my 5. So let's see who they say is the top 5 players who've been the biggest letdowns. Oh, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. How? Germaine Pratt. Okay, listen, okay. Yes, he gave up that. He missed the tackle. Gave the Texans the win by missing that tackle. Got him to field goal range. This man has been playing outside of his mind. Between him and Logan Wilson, it has been a 1A, 1B legendary combo. There's no way you could tell me that these guys... No, I disagree with this. I completely 1,000% disagree with this. I think that Germaine Pratt and Logan Wilson have been one of the greatest things to happen this season. Germaine Pratt had a crazy interception against the Seahawks, which kept us in that Seahawks game. He had a crazy forced fumble against the Bills that kept us and won us that Bills game. He won his 2 games of the season. What more do you want the guy to do? Like, he's been playing lights out all season long. Yeah, he hasn't been perfect, but when you have the defense on the field the whole entire game, what do you expect to happen? So they're saying based on his Pro Football Focus grade of an 80.6 with a coverage grade of 90.1, this year's those grades are down to 53.7 and 46 or 48.6. I understand he might not have the crazy great Pro Football Focus grades, but you got to look at him when he does play. This guy has been playing outside of his mind. So, and he also had another interception I forgot about where he actually almost injured himself. That was against the Cardinals. So, yeah, okay. I understand his Pro Football Focus grades might not be that great. That doesn't tell any part of the true story of how amazing he has played this season. So, I disagree with this one 1,000%. Oh, yeah, no, 1,000% yes. This one's correct. This one, I don't even have to read this one. I don't even have to read anything about this one. This one was an absolute travesty. We could have had Taylor Rapp, and I was preaching for us to get Taylor Rapp this offseason. So ready for him to be a Cincinnati Bengal, and instead we got freaking trash can Nick Scott, who absolutely has done nothing for us. Literally has done nothing other than got destroyed by Josh Allen, gave up a touchdown to Josh Allen, and got taunted on. Yeah, no, he's been an absolute trash can. There is nothing positive about him. The only positive thing about Nick Scott is he is so bad that a rookie 3rd-round pick, Jordan Battle, actually looks so much better than him that Jordan Battle is now the starting player on our roster. That's the only positive thing with Nick Scott, and I will say is the only good thing about Nick Scott is the fact that he is so bad that he actually got our other guy a starting spot on the roster. Cheeto, he's had a lot of injuries issues this year, and we kind of expected that to happen. You know, obviously he's on a contract year, but we expected him to come back from his injury, come back, rehab. He came back in July. It was earlier than expected. People were like, oh, are you sure about this? Kind of pushing him back. He doesn't play the preseason. Then early in the regular season, he gets hurt. And he was kind of on and off again between him and DJ Turner. as they were rotating to try to see who could be the starter. This really wasn't a disappointment, I would say, for him. He did give up a touchdown to Nelson Aguilar in Week 2 game. But I would say more or less it has been just an injury-ridden season. So you could say in the aspect it's disappointing to see that, he still hasn't overcome his injuries. And that is definitely a problem. But I wouldn't say really was a quote-unquote disappointment in my opinion. I think this is just simply like, wow, if the guy could stay healthy, this could be a really good player for us. But he has some injury concerns and it's just continuing. Number 2, yup, 100%, not even a question. Don't even have to look at it. Don't even have to fathom it. Because this is probably the biggest disappointment on this list. 100%. The fact he's not number 1 is disrespectful to Irv Smith. Irv Smith should sue this website. Because this right here is a mischaracterization. This is a slanderous statement to not have him as number 1. This is so incorrect to not have him as number 1. I am actually upset, triggered, and offended that he is not number 1. Okay, I'll calm down. Who's number 1? Oh, get the fluff out of here, man. Really? The guy who's been hurt for half the year? You could have chose so many players, and you're going to choose T Higgins. First off, okay. Guy has, Week 1, you're right. He didn't do much of anything. We didn't do much of anything at all in Week 1. Week 2, the guy has 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. Week 3, he couldn't catch a cold. He dropped 7 passes. Week 4, I believe that was the game he got hurt, or he got hurt in the Seahawks game. No, he got hurt after the Seahawks game. Was it? Or it was the Rams game? I'm sorry, not Rams game, the Cardinals game. When he broke his ribs. I think, no, it was a... Wait, hold up. The one he broke his ribs in was the one we lost. It was the Titans game. He got hurt in the Titans game. And that was Week 4. So, he gets hurt in the Week 4 Titans game, right? Out for like 3 or 4 weeks after that. Then he obviously, so he's out for a couple weeks. Then he comes back in and he plays the Bills game. Then he has a crazy great game, 100 yards, no touchdown, but 100 yards in that game. Then he gets hurt again and he has a hamstring and he's out since then. So, for the time he's been out and he hasn't been healthy and he's been dealing with injuries, I guess you could say, technically speaking, like, oh, well, the guy has had injury concerns the whole entire year. But that's not really in his control or something that he can help or get better at. This is something that, when I see disappointing players, I don't think of players who have had injuries. Because Cheeto has been injured. T has been injured. I think that's a really poor way to say 5 players who, just simply have been disappointing, because these are 5 players who haven't been able to control their destiny, other than obviously Nick Scott and Irv Smith. So I disagree with this list completely. I think Nick Scott and Irv Smith is correct, but I think Jonah Williams could easily be on this list. I think Orlando Brown could easily be on this list. Especially what we expected Orlando Brown to be. I think Joseph Asai could be on this list. Like, there's a couple players. I mean, Joseph Asai dealt with injury, but since then, he hasn't really been much of anything. So, interesting list. I'll say it like that. Very interesting list. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.